Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson. We're channeling the man in the moon, and I am in Japan. So if you see kind of weird stuff around me, it doesn't really look up like my style here. That's because it isn't. I'm also in an odd place where they're kind of making this weird funky noise. So I'm just going to use that as a subject of my meditation. Just let the sound be the sound. I'll just let everybody know I am also going to be doing a lot of meditating here. I'm going to spend a couple of days in a monastery. I mentioned that because it's a great idea right now for anyone to meditate in any way that you do that. And don't think that you have to meditate for an hour. You can meditate for 3 minutes, it's fine. I find that 10 minutes really helps. Before every reading that I do on here or with any individual, I always meditate. I really recommend it. You've got lots of chattering going on in your mind, and especially now politically. It's just a time where I'm in this kind of weird mood where I feel like Trump's over, but at the same time there's all this muck and I'm still afraid, and it's just weird, right? I'm sure many people are feeling the same way. 10 minutes of your time in the morning, even 3 minutes of your time in the morning, will really help to kind of ground you and not get so involved in the events which are really wrapping around us right now. Been hesitating on this for a while. This is going to be about Epstein. Epstein, it's an ugly thing to look at. I don't really want to have remote viewing of a person like that. It's just very unpleasant to know the things that he has done. I should say the things that he did. But I am getting the message that it's important to know a little bit more about Epstein and to hopefully give some people some closure or some understanding and some hope around these events, right? My main question here is justice. Will the accusers get justice, right? So let's take a look. Spirit, can you tell me, what were you going to tell me about Epstein? And, okay, we'll just get to Epstein first. Okay. This is very interesting. I never really see this before, but I'm actually seeing the surface of the moon, and I can see its curve. You'd think that'd be something I'd be familiar with, but actually I've never seen that before. Okay, and here is the fellow that I like to call the man on the moon, and he's sort of showing up and sort of opening his arms. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. It's kind of interesting being in a new country and seeing this in a way. It just has a different feeling. I can't really explain it, but I've never done a video in a foreign country, and it just has this sort of feeling about it. Oh, and that funky sound just went away. How interesting is that? Hmm. Okay, so I'm ready. I feel grounded, Spirit. What can you tell me about Epstein? Will those people who he horribly victimized get any justice? Hmm. Okay, they're kind of showing me the circumstances of the jail. And, I did a little bit of this when I was talking with Psychic Violetta, but I really didn't feel like I got anywhere with that. I think there was it's a long road to get down in a short time. So I kind of want to erase that one and see where I get to now. Right? I'm just going to put my ego away and just put the ego to the side here. So, well, what happened in that jail? Hmm. Okay, I do see him wrapping the towel or the sheet around his neck, his own neck. Hmm. But I do get the feeling they knew he was going to do that. Yeah, there's sort of people in a distance smiling, like they're watching him do it, and they're sort of like, okay, yeah, our plan is working out. It's kind of like he knew what they meant. They left him alone. You're supposed to have a roommate when you're on suicide watch, but they left him alone on purpose. So they sort of created a situation where this could happen. Okay, here comes the funny sound again. All right. There he is. He's in this place. Yeah, Bill Barr's sort of in the distance watching. It's almost like they were, almost like had a camera there and watched it to make sure that it happened. I don't think that's literally true, but I think that they set it up so that he would commit suicide. Hmm. Okay, well, wait a minute. What's going on there? Somebody's putting something in a drink. Like a sleeping powder or something. Hmm. Hmm. So, Spirit, did someone kill him? Because now I'm getting a different feeling, like somebody maybe did kill him. They're putting something in his drink, and he doesn't know what it is. And it's funny because it's like one of those like a plastic cup. It's just it has a handle on it, but it's almost like something that you would see in a an old lunchbox or something. They put the drink in there. They put the whatever's in there. Okay, it's I'm not sure I was right the first time. I feel like something else is going on because I can see him in his jail cell. Hmm. Hmm. It's all very vague. Let's see. So, Spirit, can you make this clearer? Okay, I'm seeing a pair of handcuffs. I see Bill Barr. Look, the first feeling that I get is I don't know whether he was actually killed or whether they created a situation where he would kill himself, but Barr knew about it. So there's Barr. Like there's sort of shadowy figures doing things. It's all very unclear. So, Spirit, did anybody organize an actual murder of him? Hmm. I see Trump ordering Barr to do something. And he's like, "You do it. I don't want to know anything about it. You just take care of that, okay?" Yeah. Barr set this up. I don't know if he actually murdered him, but Barr set it up. I see Barr actually pulling the bars apart, like, pulling the bars such that, you could go in. It's almost like Superman would. But I feel like he worked his way into that situation so he could make sure that this worked out. So did Barr arrange to have him killed or? Hmm. So what's the mixture in the drink? I don't get the connection. What's the mixture in the drink, Spirit? Oh, okay. Again, that might just be a suicide thing. Hmm. So that might have been like a first suicide attempt, is that he actually drank something and then collapsed and hit his head or something like that, and that's why he was hospitalized. And nobody's being very clear about that and how that happened. Again, I distinctly see this cup and it's got medicine. It's got like some kind of drug in it. And this, to me, again, it actually feels more like suicide than anything else. Like that was the first try, or maybe it's even symbolic of suicide. And anything more. Barr. It has something to do with Bill Barr. Bill Barr just set it up. He knew that he'd take this chance. At least they were fairly certain this would be the best way to get rid of him, because it's nobody's hands are dirtied there. And he totally set up those poor people, those people that were supposed to be watching him. He completely set them up. Oh, did they give them the sleeping powder? Oh. Oh, so those two guards that were watching them, they gave them the sleeping powder so that they would fall asleep, so that Epstein could have the space and time to kill himself. Look, if you get any readers that say, he was murdered, in a way, they're not. Anybody who says this, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. It was just a bit of a sort of put up job. Somebody slipped the guards a drink so that they would fall asleep and they wouldn't check on him. Hmm. A bunch of people were involved in it. There are co-workers there who knew what happened. They set this all up. It involved a bunch of different people. A number of people. So, and through two branches, so there's like Barr and the legal way, and then there's more nefarious people that were involved in doing this. Hmm. Wow, okay. Wow, alright. Hmm. Look, don't underestimate these people who would have done this. They are smart. They're not going to, want a very lively trail for us to follow. If they actually had somebody go in there and murder him, there might have been evidence, would have been obvious. Other people might say, oh yeah, he was murdered. That's not wrong. They just did it in a very tricky way so that people wouldn't be around. And during that time, I see him tying the knots himself. I mean, there are people watching in the distance, and he knows that's what's going on. He knows that this is the opportunity that they are giving him to kill himself, and in a sense, he's grateful. He's like, I'd rather be dead. But I see him knotting it, and it's specific. Like it has a knot. I don't know what that means, but there's like a knot in the sheets. Um, yeah, and somehow he used that knot up to hang it from something. I think it was actually the bed. I see him knotting it to the bed, and somehow almost like pushing himself forward on this to make it happen. So I don't necessarily think anybody showed up and did that. It was just they just set up an opportunity for him to take himself out. So, Spirit, what about his victims? Are there, and you know what, I'm not going to call them victims, I'm going to call them survivors, because you call people victims and it sort of makes them powerless. Let's say they're survivors, and let's say heroic survivors that are coming forward to say the truth, This is really heroic, you guys. these people have suffered so much, and no one has backed them up. Nobody has supported them. They were threatened. They did not believe that they would receive justice. Nevertheless, they persevered. Mm. So I do think that they're going to get justice, as much as can be said. So I see some of them, some of these survivors, and they have tears in their eyes, but they're wiping the tears away, and I see a gavel. Spirit, is Trump implicated? Hmm. So Spirit sometimes does this, which is like, kind of, you'll see, or, forget about it for now. It's sort of like, I don't know what that means exactly, but when I've seen that before, it's kind of like you've reached your limit, or that's not to be known right now. That's what I get. Yeah, that's not to be known right now. So, we tell anything else about justice for these people? Many of dark, shadowy figures are going to sort of be forced into the light. They have ledgers and ledgers and ledgers of all of the people who were on the flights. All of those people can be interrogated. They may not be while Barr is in charge, but outside of that, they are going to be asking a lot of questions of these people. Like every single person who was on the plane, every single person who got a massage, if you will, from the list. There's lists and lists of people who got massages. And one thing you should know is they're not all women. So don't suppose that the only victims of these crimes were women. There are men apparently who were victims of crimes too. One thing I think is very important is don't stereotype people. Don't assume that it's just one kind of person that's a victim. By all means, men are victims of these crimes as well. And I should say, young men, boys even, are victims of these crimes. Oh, it's gross. It's just gross to watch this stuff. And it's just, again, people in really high places, people who have everything, they have absolutely everything you could ever want to live a happily, but they're just bored of it. And that's what happens when you have people who are so rich they don't have to work anymore or do anything, or they always get what they want. It's boring. Now I want something more, now I want something, forbidden, now I deserve something forbidden. That's kind of their darkness, like, just coming out. And I see a bunch of shadowy figures. They kind of look like Freddy Krueger, to tell you the truth. It's creeping me out. Come in and sort of become revealed. And I see, like, specific people. Okay. Okay, I don't want to see them anymore, Spirit. Please send them away. Send them away. I don't want to see them anymore. They need to leave now. Yeah, tell them to go. Go! Get out of my house. Get out of here. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Everybody, this is very important. When this happens sometimes, you really gotta sage the heck out of your house. And that's what I'm gonna do at the end of this video. Get out! Okay, Spirit, will you send your protection? Send your white light of protection. Please dispel me from any of these characters. I don't want to see them anymore. Okay, send your protection. Highest good, only in the highest love. And please protect me. And Spirit, please protect the viewers, all the viewers who are watching these things happen. All of them are very affected by what's going on, Spirit. So please send your love and light. And Spirit, I would ask also for everybody watching the video, send your love and light to those who are helpless and cannot help themselves. Send your love and light there. If you only in thought, put it in your heart and send it. It really, it's very important that we all do this. And by all means, protect yourself. If you have these negative energies around you, you just dismiss them, and, burn a lot of sage. Okay? All right. We do feel like justice is coming. All right. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me anything more? Yeah, it's kind of like there is justice coming. I see like hands folded like this, almost like in a peaceful sign, sort of in a sign of peace and understanding in a way for all people. And I'm just going to send that to all you all right now. And again, I would ask that you send it, and keep an ear open for others when they come to you about stories of injustice. It's very important that you listen to them and believe them. All right. Thanks so much for watching.